Shout out to VHS Archive. What a legend.
What the deal is, I've explained to you guys what our policy is. You have your interpretation.
No, I read you the policy.
But I'm pretty sure.
When I hear from something, I'll give you a call.
I read you the policy.
Policies are written so that there's not much interpretation to be had.
So, with that being said, I am telling you guys that you have to leave campus right now. And
really?
Yes.
Okay, so you're telling us that we have to leave?
Yes.
And what have I done
and then we are
that I need to leave?
You're violating our ground six problem.
Which is standing here? So people can't stand here?
Wow, this is the craziest thing.
Yeah.
All right, University of Alabama. Interesting. All right, we'll pack it up, boys.
Yep.
It's as simple as that.
Simple as that.
God bless you guys. We're gonna keep moving. Text us next.
Do you guys have badge numbers?
Yeah, we need all everyone's information,
like info and
stuff like that.
So we were all very excited to go to Alabama. And that was really the one that we thought, we thought this could be Berkeley mode. We thought this could be protesters, police, security. We were getting threats that we were going to be shot, many threats that we were going to be shot. I think we got 10 or 12 shooting threats made at us. We were told that we were going to be hit in the head with a sledgehammer. We were told that we were going to be that our property was going to be destroyed, that our stuff was going to be stolen, that we were going to be jumped, that we were going to be all this other stuff. The list goes on. And I have screenshots of this that I'll share with you guys tomorrow because that's going to be reactionary radio. And, hang on a second. Let me put that there. There we go. But I was like, you know what? I'll save all of the screenshots. I'll save all the videos. And I have some phone calls that I'm going to post tomorrow as well that we'll go over on the show. Because here's the deal. And this is where I can't really get into everything. And please share the stream. More people should be watching this. We are literally on the front lines doing something. A lot of people talk about doing something, but they never do. A lot of people want to say the word Zog, but then don't know what to do about Zog. A lot of people want to say that they are fighting for something, and they really don't know what they're fighting for. They just talk, right? We decided that we wanted to go out and do something. We decided that we wanted to get boots on the ground. We wanted to be there. Not sending people. We wanted to be there, and that's what we've done. And that's what we have done. So be sure to share the stream. People need to know this. This is going to be a national news story, I guarantee you. What I'm explaining to you will go down in history. Okay, this is serious. So we went to Alabama, and like I said, we thought this was going to be the biggest event. We thought this was going to be Berkeley, almost, in a way, kind of very similar in terms of potential violence and threats and probably protests. We were kind of under that impression. We had called the campus police department upwards of, probably 5 times. I don't really know an exact number. I would say maybe 3, 4, 5 times at the most. But we called ahead. We called Campus PD in Alabama, and we told them that we were coming, and we made sure that we were going to be in a spontaneous, what's it called? Spontaneous activity or of expression area. It's like not necessarily a free speech zone. So here's the weird thing, and Alabama is already going through a First Amendment lawsuit right now that's going to the Supreme Court. So we went there and we looked at the free speech zones, and then we realized, okay, we actually can't go to the free speech zones. You have to be registered to be in a free speech zone, right? You have to have some type of registration, which is extremely gay, and it is, by the way, against the First Amendment, and it is a civil rights violation. The campus of Alabama cannot dictate where freedom of speech may take place on a campus, on a public university. Keep that in mind. Public is the essential point here. So we found that we decided, you know what, we'll go through their terms, though. We will do what they ask us to do. So we went to a spot known as a spontaneous activity of expression space. So we did that. right? So we set up, we get our, actually, here's the crazy thing. We didn't even get set up. The table was down, but the nothing we had up. So we had called the PD beforehand. We said, hey, we're going to be here. We're getting threats. We do feel threatened. We would like you guys to help maybe with crowd control. We do not want violence. We do not want anyone to get hurt. We are not there to promote hate, right? We made this very clear. I said, however, we are getting threats. Our lives are being threatened. The messages that we're getting, we showed them. I explained to them myself. I said, this is what's happening. We feel threatened, right? So we get there and we set up and we put up our table. Ladies and gentlemen, not only 2-3 minutes later, 2-3 minutes later, comes walking up two investigators. I believe that they were investigators. I don't think they were part of Campus PD. They were investigating. And then along with a assistant sheriff, which I had never heard of in my life. And in fact, I asked if we could meet with somebody who was above him. I wanted to talk to his boss. And he said, well, I am the boss. No, you're not. You're the assistant to the boss. I want to talk to the boss, but it didn't matter, right? So I ended up, so these guys walked up, these three guys, they walked up to us. And they said, blah, 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 you can't be here. I said, yes, I can. Your policy does not trump First Amendment rights. I'm sorry. In fact, we did go through everything that your little policy says to go through to ensure that this is, the proper way of doing things. The guy decided to say no, and he formally gave us a formal order of trespassing. Formally trespassed us off of a public campus for engaging in free speech. And we have videos of all of this, and these are going to be released. We just got done with some of the FSU footage, so now we're working on the Bama stuff. But the guy doesn't understand what free speech means. By the way, when we were leaving, a guy walks up to us. He's in his Alabama shirt, and he says, hey, are you Tyler Russell? He said, he's all Tyler. He said, are you Tyler Russell? I was like, yeah, man. He was like, oh, are you guys still doing your thing? And he was like, no, we just got trespassed. And the guy goes, oh, well, I don't even agree with you guys, but I wanted to talk. Right? But I wanted to talk. So people were happy to engage, and they wanted to sit down and have the conversation about Jewish power and about yay just in general, and about the message of loving everybody. But these people, these crooked, quote unquote, members of law enforcement did not want to let that happen. It's ACAF all day long. It's always been ACAF forever. And I'm not going to get into the specifics, but I think everybody can tell where we are going with this. I think everybody knows what the next play is. You violate a First Amendment right that is afforded to us by God. What happens? What do we do in response? Where do we go from there? Everybody already knows. I don't need to sit here and explain it to you like you're a bunch of fucking retards. That obviously there are certain things I can't say. There are certain things that I want to stay away from. So anyway, we are going to get this sorted out, and I will be back at Alabama if things shake out the way they're supposed to. If things shake out the way they're supposed to, we will return, and we'll probably have more security than we already had. And we're going to be, and it's going to be fine. And it's going to be fine. Next stop, I mean, we're still going around the country, so don't worry about that. That's we're definitely going to be going around the country, for sure.